Hey guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. How many of you have missed OJ? Like, I miss it. I want to get back into it. We never have enough time for OJ. I could do a 6-hour OJ and yell at the screen the whole time. I'm not going to, but I could. I miss it when we stop OJ. Let's get back. Let's go back into it. Still have lying on the stand.
Would this be a good place?
Sure. I did it again, didn't I? Happy Mother's Day. To all you mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. Why is my closed caption on? All right. I hope you guys have a great, great day if you're mommies or aunts who babysit or grandmothers or have fur babies or dads who have to be moms too.
Sure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take our recess for the noon hour. Please remember my admonition to you. Don't discuss the case amongst yourselves. Don't form any opinions about the case. Don't have any conversations with anybody. Don't conduct any deliberations till the matter has been submitted to you. We'll see you back here at 1:30. Detective Lang, you're ordered to be back here at 1:30. All right.
I have a habit of stopping right before they get
Finish reading the file.
Your Honor, one matter that other counsel has asked me to raise, and there was some mention during the redirect of Mr. Lang as to the existence of some DNA results on the fingernail scrapings of Ms. Simpson, and I wonder if Ms. Clark can educate me and the other members of this side, because we are not familiar or aware of any reports or anything reflecting that, in fact, there have been DNA tests performed.
Yeah, can we have Detective Lang step outside?
He obviously already knows.
It's about him. Step up.
He's the investigating officer.
Making there's this.
Well, this is a discovery issue, not a testimonial issue. Ms. Clark, is there any DNA testing results available regarding the nail scrapings?
Yes, DOJ has performed those tests, and I believe that the defense expert, Ed Blake, was present when they were performed. So I guess they're not communicating with their experts, but the results were that the DNA tests were consistent with the markers of Nicole Brown. And we're doing further testing now at Cellmark. As the court is probably aware, DOJ does D1S80 and DQ, right. And Cellmark will be doing polymarkers just to further demonstrate that it is her blood underneath her fingernails. And that will be complete shortly if it isn't already. But I know that the samples were completed at DOJ and the results were consistent with Nicole Brown, and that further testing will be conducted at Cellmark. And I think it's already gone to Cellmark, but I'm not positive. Rock and Woody are here, Your Honor. If the court would like me to, I can call upstairs and get more definitive information on that.
All right.
Shall I?
Why don't you do that, and we'll take that up at the conclusion of the afternoon session.
Aren't they supposed to come to Your Honor, these results?
I assume that they did. I mean,
No, these results come to Your Honor, so I'm asking.
No, to tell you the truth, all I do is log in what comes in and distribute copies.
Did you give them this right away?
Yes.
All right, so we have a coast.
How many lawyers are going to address this issue for the
Ms. Clark?
defense?
Well, Ms. Clark, have your assistants bring down that information so we can just double check to make sure we're talking about the same reports. You may already have it.
You don't.
Well, we'll check and see.
Guys, would you bring it down?
Turtolo is here only because of the in-camera. Does the court have an estimation so he can be on his way? And
Well, Mr. Tortolo, as I indicated to you, I did not finish reading those materials over the lunch hour. But I want to go back into session with the jury, and I'll complete my examination of those matters this afternoon sometime, and I'll issue a written finding. All right.
Mr. Blizzard, next day.
I think the confusion is over the EAP marker, which to our knowledge, there's been no retesting on that. That's the report that indicates it's not Nicole.
All right, well, Mr. Blazer, let's take this up after we conclude with the jury this afternoon.
That's fine.
All right. Thank you, counsel. All right, Ms. Clark, what's your guesstimate as to how much longer we have?
Depending on
17
the
years.
number of interruptions, it should be another half hour, 45 minutes.
All right, let's have the jury, please.
But he's going to object to every question, so triple that.
All right, let the record reflect that all the members of our jury panel are again with us. Detective Tom Lang is on the witness stand. Good afternoon, Detective. You're reminded you're still under oath.
Sure.
Ms. Clark.
Without the report.
Yes, sir.
Yay, Debbie. Thank you so much.
Mrs. Robertson.
How you doing, love? Yay, Jen and Debbie. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. I think she was just talking to the camera when she said, "Can you guys bring those down?" Because I think they're watching, and now I think she's calling them, but I'm not sure. And it looks like, all right, there he is. He's back.
All right, thank you, counsel. Ms. Clark, you may continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. Okay. Detective Lang, you recall that a video was shown to you by Mr. Cochran during,
I'm sorry.
it's yours.
Proceed. And
Detective Lang.
Which exhibit is this, Ms. Clark?
Defense 1043, Ron.
All right, proceed.
All right, you were shown this video by Mr. Cochran during cross-examination of the crime scene at 875 South Bundy. Do you recall that, sir?
Yes.
All right, first of all, in the frame shown to you right now, which is marked with a counter at the bottom of 1:11:33:07, do you see a white object in the background near the steps?
Yes,
And what is that?
that is the area of the body of Nicole Brown Simpson.
Okay, and who put that blanket on her body?
I did.
Did you touch her body in any way when you did that?
No, not myself, other than with the blanket.
Did the blood on her back and on her thighs appear to be wet?
I'm so angry that I missed your stream yesterday. I tried to get in there when you went live. I did stop in for a second, but I missed the judge. And I didn't hear any chatter of what the judge said while he was in your stream. I have to go back and watch the live chat replay. I did hear that it was stressful for him, the streaming. Is that right? Or drama? I can't remember now. I'm gonna have to go back and watch and look at that and look at what he said. Hopefully he answered everybody's questions though.
Wet or dry?
It was dry.
And
Okay.
kudos to you for getting Judge Fleischer to come into
All right, you
your
see
chat.
yourself there, sir?
Yes,
You're a
Are you
rock
wearing
star.
gloves?
yes,
Okay, did you see other points in the video when you were not wearing gloves earlier when it was shown to you by Mr. Cochran?
yes.
And can you explain to us why you're wearing gloves at this point?
I am actually in the crime scene, doing my crime scene investigation, measuring evidence, measuring distances between bodies, this type of thing.
And when you were not wearing gloves, what were you doing?
But I think it's useful for some people to see that.
Well, other things other than the direct crime scene investigation, I was talking to people. When I walked through the house, I wasn't wearing gloves.
Were you collecting any evidence inside the house?
No,
At the points when you were not wearing gloves, were you collecting or dealing with any evidence?
no.
Now, you can see, do you recall stepping around the crime scene? You recall making those movements that are shown in the tape at this point?
Yes.
And what were you doing? Why were you stepping that way?
Stepping around the blood so as not to step in it.
What was that, Bill?
I think
Say
this
that
is the
again.
slowest slow motion I've ever seen.
All right, record should reflect that the videotape is being shown
Don't text and
in
drive.
what appears to be a slow motion and now stopped. Ms. Clark.
Yes, I'm waiting for the, we could speed it up just a little. Okay, can you tell us where you're standing, sir, at this point?
I'm standing on the walkway just to the east of the front of Nicole Brown Simpson.
Are you standing in blood, sir?
No,
Now, in this video, are you able to see your feet?
no,
Are you able to see the area where your shoes are touching the ground?
no.
Keep going. All right, what are you doing there, sir?
I'm measuring distances.
And you see the pair of legs in the white pants and the person in the blue, what appears to be the blue pants up on the landing.
Yes,
Are they standing in blood?
no.
And who are they?
The coroner's investigator and the coroner's driver.
Now, do you happen to know whether at that point there had been print people had done any work along the railings in that area yet?
Yes, I believe those railings had been printed.
Can you stop here, Jonathan? Okay, you see Do you see someone up on the landing in a white coat there, sir?
Yes.
We had a TV on
And
top
can you
of a
tell us who
TV
that is?
too.
I can't make it out.
Okay, keep going.
My favorite piece of furniture was the sewing machine inside the desk.
All right, stop here. Okay, can you tell us, sir, first of all, the gentleman in the white jacket,
It's Mr. Rokar, the photographer.
and who is the man standing to his left?
I believe it's Detective Phillips.
And can you tell us where they are standing?
Not from that angle, no.
Can you-
Frame 12/22/13.
Thank you, Your Honor. Is there, were there any news crews allowed inside the yellow tape on June 13th, sir?
No.
To your knowledge, what was the closest any of the film crews were allowed to get?
I believe they were all across the street on the sidewalk in the Parkway area.
Was it just,
So these,
we already saw this. We already saw how far back the news crews were, unless that was in the preliminary hearing, but I don't think so. I think she's re-asking him the same questions again. And if she pulls out all the pictures, I'm going to lose it.
these shots we see are actually being filmed from across the street or in the street?
Or will,
That's correct.
And are you able to see the feet of any of these people or the ground that the feet are touching?
No,
So can you tell from these photographs whether they're standing on the grass or standing on the walkway?
I can't, no.
Stop. Can you now see? Can you now identify for us where Mr. Rokar are and Detective Phillips are?
No, Mr. Rokar appears to be in the upper left-hand. I believe it's Mr. Rokar and Phillips, upper left-hand corner portion of the photo.
Mhm. And does this appear to be filmed from the sidewalk area across the street from the 875?
that's leading, but I think the jurors can
Can you see that?
see that, and since they've stood on that very place themselves.
That's true.
All right, this record should reflect this is frame 12/29/13.
Okay. Do you see yourself in this shot, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Too far. Keep going. Here. Okay, can you tell us what's happening in this frame, sir? This is 1/12/40/09.
It appears that one of the bodies is about to be removed.
And can you tell us who's standing inside the crime tape? Apparently inside the crime tape. The three gentlemen with their backs to us in dark jackets.
Yes, so from left to right, Detective Phillips. Man in the center is Criminal Supervisor Steve Johnson. To his right is Lieutenant Rogers.
Can you tell where they're standing with respect to the walkway, sir?
No, I can't.
Can you tell whether whether any of them are standing on the sidewalk as opposed to the walkway?
It's possible, but I can't really see from that angle.
The palm tree that's shown on the left-hand side of the photograph, sir, do you know where that palm tree is located with respect to 875 South Bundy?
Yes,
Where is that?
it's on the parkway to the front of the location between the sidewalk and the street.
And do you see someone wearing something that seems to have white letters on the back?
Yes,
And can you tell us who that is?
it's the coroner's assistant.
And there's a gentleman in a white shirt just past him. Do you see that?
Yes,
Just above? And who's
Yes.
that?
I can't make it out from here.
Okay, keep going. Were you wearing a white shirt that day, sir?
Yes,
Stop. Can you tell us, first of all, the gentleman with his back to us in the dark trousers and the white shirt, who that is?
I believe it's possibly the commanding officer of the SID, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Can you tell where he is standing in relationship to the walkway, sir?
Appears to be on the sidewalk, but I can't see his feet, so I can't really tell.
Okay. And in the just past him in the photograph, can you describe the three people that you see there?
Is the inside the tape, and the man in the blue is the coroner's assistant. And over far to the left appears to be the photographer, Mr. Rokar. And above appears to be Ms. Ratcliffe, the coroner's investigator.
Okay. Stop. A little bit more. A little bit more. $49. Right. Okay. Okay, can you tell us, first of all, who is depicted in this photograph? And this is, for the record, 113-49-11.
I am pictured on the left. To my right and above me is Detective Phillips, and to his right is Mr. Rokar, photographer. Appears that Miss Radcliffe is bending over to the right.
Okay, that's the person whose torso is cut off by the right edge of the photo.
Yes,
And are you standing on pavement there, or are you standing in shrubbery?
I believe I'm back on the grass shrubbery area.
And Detective Phillips
I believe the same, but I can't see from here.
and Rokar?
I can't tell.
Oh, could you back up, Jonathan? Stop, back up just for a second. Right, stop. Oof. A little bit forward. All right, can you tell now where you're all standing?
Yeah, it appears to be the grassy dirt area to the south of the sidewalk,
Okay.
or the south of the walkway.
Mm-hmm.
That's frame 113-5405.
Thank you. Go ahead. Yeah. Okay. Okay, stop. Thank you. Okay, you see, you recognize someone there holding a brown paper bag?
Yes,
Who's that?
that's the criminalist, Mr. Fung.
All right, now at that point in time, sir, was he collecting evidence?
I don't believe so.
And do you recall what was in that brown paper bag?
Yes, there was a glove, I believe. This is the time where he showed me the glove from Rockingham that I wanted to see.
And you wanted to see the glove from Rockingham for what reason?
Wanted to visually compare it to the left-handed glove that I had at the crime scene.
And was that left-handed glove still
Object to phone discussions to DOJ.
Where was that left-handed glove at the time that Dennis Fung brought the glove in the paper bag that you see in this photograph to you?
Still in position.
And why did you want him to bring the brown paper bag to you over where the left-handed glove was located?
I wanted to visually compare both gloves to see if there were a possibility of a match.
And what did you determine?
In my mind, they matched.
Now, how long was Dennis Fung at the scene?
I believe approximately 5 hours, perhaps longer.
Did we identify this frame?
I don't think so, thank you. 01, 18, 1800. Okay, after you determined that the gloves match, sir, did you make any effort in your investigation to determine what size the gloves were?
Yes,
And what size did you determine them to be?
extra large.
There's no objection, I'll certify the issue.
Sustained.
All right, were you interested in sir, at that point, when you compared the two gloves, the one from Rockingham and the one from Bundy, had you had an interview with the defendant yet?
No,
After examining those, after seeing and comparing those gloves just visually, did you go and see the defendant at Parker Center?
yes, later that afternoon.
Did you look at his hands?
Yes,
How big do they look?
Object to phone that question, you know, how big they look. It's big.
It's kind of vague.
It is big. Compare it to your hand, sir. How big do the defendant's hand look?
Object, that's again, it's a relevant material. Once Mr. Judge's hands are here, then object to phone that question. Wait.
No, the question relative to your own hand, how big was his hand? That's an appropriate question. Doesn't tell us a lot, but
Okay.
large, much larger than mine.
Okay.
Much larger than mine.
And after seeing his hands, sir, did you attempt to determine through your investigation what size the gloves were?
Yes,
overruled. Overruled.
I'd already determined the size of the gloves.
And did the size of the gloves
Hi, Idaho.
play a factor in determining whether or not to file the case ultimately on June the 17th?
Object to phone that question. That's relevant material.
Overruled. Overruled.
It was one of the factors, yes.
Let me ask you about something else. Another factor, sir. The glove that you found at Bundy was that right or left-handed?
Left-handed,
When you saw the defendant on June the 13th, did you notice an injury to either hand?
yes.
Which one?
Finger of the left hand, middle finger of the left hand,
Did that play any part in your making your determination to file the case on June the 17th?
yes.
Yo, my middle finger is always injured at work. It gets real stiff.
Now, if you know, sir, did Dennis Fung proceed? I think you indicated earlier that he proceeded to Rockingham first to do his investigation.
Yes,
All right. Do you know at what point you recall seeing him at Bundy?
yes, it was approximately 10:10 or 10:15.
And then do you know how long he remained at Bundy?
Several hours. Again, I believe it's approximately 5 hours, perhaps longer.
And how long do you see him in this tape of those 5 hours he spent at Bundy?
Oh, just a few seconds.
Object to phone the question. You haven't seen all the tape. That's it. That's a
All of
state
this,
question.
all of this tape. All of this tape.
All of this tape, yeah.
You can answer the question. Tape pretty much speaks for itself, though, how long you see Mr. Fung on the tape.
Mr. Fung's on the tape for, appears just to be a few seconds.
Now, did he after that, return to Rockingham?
Objection, I'm here. There's no question about it.
I assume. Ms. Clark, rephrase the question.
Did you see Mr. Fung at Rockingham later on that day?
Yes,
Do you know what he was doing at Rockingham later on that day?
yes.
What was he doing?
He responded pursuant to a search warrant at that location.
And did what?
Assisted,
For the foundation.
Ms. Clark, rephrase the question.
Did you see him at Rockingham? Did you see what he was doing?
yes,
Where was he at
Yes.
Rockingham? Inside or outside?
both.
Did you see him inside the residence when you went back later on the afternoon of June the 13th?
Yes,
And what was he doing inside the residence?
he was conducting an investigation for evidence, search of blood evidence.
Did you see him testing any blood stains out in the driveway at that time?
Well,
I-
But the what appeared to
What
be.
appeared to be?
I did not observe the driveway, no.
If you know, sir, did he complete the?
I mean- They were bloodstains. They were tested to be bloodstains.
Did he? Do you know whether Mr. Fung did his collection of evidence outside Rockingham in the morning before he went to Bundy?
Sustained.
Judge, you want her to get done eventually, right? You want her to get done questioning, right? You need to put a stop to Cochran. You just need to.
In the afternoon, sir, when you saw him at Bundy, where was he primarily doing his work? I'm sorry, what did I say, Bundy?
He needs
Bundy.
to
I meant
shut
Rockingham.
up.
He was inside the location.
Did you observe him conduct any testing in either the foyer or the bathroom of the location for blood?
Oral.
I observed him conducting tests in the upstairs master bath.
What kind of test did you see him conducting?
Presumptive examinations for the presence of blood.
Okay. Keep going.
No, he's gray. My camera strips all yellow. Like this is almost green. What I'm wearing is almost green.
Okay, can you
Looks
see
blue.
yourself in this clip right now?
My
Yes.
camera
What are you
sort of
doing?
strips away yellow.
I have my clipboard and I'm apparently jotting something down.
Go ahead.
That was 1836 on the last counter.
Thank you. We can stop here. All right, you've seen the entire tape, have you not, sir?
I believe so. If the entire tape was shown in court, then I did, yes.
Okay. The activities that are shown there, you're present for most of them, are you not?
Yes,
Is that does this tape show the activities that occurred on the morning of June the 13th in sequence as they actually occurred?
Executive performance question, speaks for itself.
Overruled.
I can't say that.
You can't say that? What do you
No.
mean?
In sequence is how things occurred.
Yes, is that how you recall things occurring?
Not necessarily. There were other things that occurred during that time, obviously. We're just looking at the front. It appears to be cut off from time to time. This
Let me-
doesn't appear to be continuous.
Okay. So there are things that took place that are not being shown on this video, on this tape?
Sustain.
Are there things that took place? Is everything that took place being shown on this videotape?
No.
The numbers that are shown at the bottom there, sir, at this point, 119-04-10. Okay, do you recall when the coroner's investigators appeared and removed the bodies from the scene?
The coroner's investigator first arrived approximately 9:10 a.m.
And do you recall what time was it approximately when they removed the bodies of Ron and Nicole?
I believe it was approximately 10:30, 10:40, right in that area.
So that number at the bottom of the screen, does that have anything to do with what time it was when those events transpired that are depicted in the screen?
No, I
In
have
the
no
video.
idea what it is.
And are you able to see the two gentlemen? We're stopped now at 119-04-10. There are two men in suits whose backs are to the camera. Can you tell where they're standing, sir?
No, not from that angle. Perhaps the sidewalk, but I can't tell.
You mentioned something about cuts in the tape, sir. What do you mean?
To me, this doesn't appear to be a continuous depiction of what occurred,
And why not?
because it's not continuous. There are areas where it's cut away. One view is cut to another view.
So do you think there are things missing?
Well, I don't know. Again, it appears to me to be from different angles.
This is speculations. Tape speaks for itself.
Overruled.
Perhaps different cameras. I don't believe it's continuous throughout.
I think we covered it pretty much now.
You're done. All right, you talked.
It sounds lovely, but that sounds exhausting for me. The plane, but I don't know. I'm just gonna take a wild guess. 15 hours on a plane and the preparing and the packing and the expense and the language barrier just sounds exhausting. Now, I mean, there's a good part that, my mind goes to, but a mountain, like just like a little cabin in the mountain with Wi-Fi and a big bonfire and maybe right on the lake and it a little bit cold so that the fire will warm you up and you don't have to. So that's what I want. I just want a cabin in the mountains. Like I have some right here, like less than an hour away, where I just get in the car and go and get there real quick, and I don't have to go to the freaking airport and fly to the wrong country. That would be cool.
During cross-examination, sir, about
No, Denmark. Yes, I'll go to Denmark. I'll
shoe prints.
go to the airport.
At
for
one
that.
point, you indicated that the bloody shoe prints at 875 South Bundy appeared to turn and face the condominium?
Yes,
And do you recall where that was in relationship to the front door? Did they turn in front of the front door?
no.
Where did they turn?
It's east of the front door, several feet east on the first level, above the bodies.
So if you're approaching from the walkway, if you're approaching,
Chris, I have to show you a picture. You guys have probably already seen this, but I have to show you a picture. Yeah, this is a map of all the pubs in the UK. Every every red dot is a pub in the UK. Is that not awesome? It's just the best picture ever. Oh man. Look, I wonder where look, I'm really bad at geography. Really bad. But I do know for a fact this is where right here is where I want to go visit, right? Whatever this is, right here is where I want to be. I'm in my head, that's where London is. Because look how red that is. No one can tell me London is not right there. Even though I don't know. Is it London really? Nobody. No. That's right. Nobody. That's where I'm gonna go.
from the sidewalk, going up the walkway and up the steps, how much before the front door did those shoe prints appear to turn and face the house?
I could only approximate
Crikey.
12, 15 feet perhaps,
Bloody hell.
12, 15 feet before the front door?
approximately.
And were there other did the shoe prints then continue after that like hesitation point facing the door, facing the house?
Sustained. Well, it assumes, makes an assumption. They turn it at an angle, do
They
they
turn.
continue beyond that?
Okay. At the point when after the shoe prints faced the house, turned and faced the house, did they continue?
They continued westerly, yes,
Was that in the direction down towards the alley?
past the front door, westerly towards the alley, yes.
Were they ever found to angle back in towards the house again after that 1 point 12 to 15 feet before the front door?
I didn't observe them, no.
Now, did you observe Dennis Fung conduct any testing for blood inside the Bronco at Rockingham on June the 13th?
No,
Did you attempt to open the Bronco on June the 13th?
no.
Do you know whether the Bronco was open or locked on June the 13th?
Oh, well,
It's my information, it was not opened.
Seriously.
do you know of your own personal knowledge, Detective?
When I observed the Bronco, it was locked, but I wasn't there for the entire time.
And when did you observe the Bronco in a locked condition?
The morning that I observed the blood on the door,
Were you present when it was towed away?
no.
Did you, at some point, the Bronco was opened, is that correct?
Subsequent to that, when it was examined, yes.
Do you know when and where it was finally opened?
Objection to work finally. That's included in argument.
After leaving the scene,
Yeah. After leaving the scene.
after leaving Rockingham, actually.
Do you know when and where the Bronco was opened after it was?
That's simple fact matter. That's simple fact matter. So what it was.
Well, it was opened at some time after leaving the Rockingham scene. Do we agree on that?
Before that. This matter was taken open before that.
That's not what the testimony was, though.
All right. Why don't
Was-
you rephrase the question?
Okay. Was the Bronco opened during the time that you were at Rockingham?
I didn't see it open.
Now, you left Rockingham at what time?
Approximately 6:40, 6:45 a.m.
And had the Bronco been opened at that point?
I never saw it open.
Okay. And you returned to Rockingham at what time?
That evening,
Yes.
approximately 5 p.m., maybe a little after.
Okay. Was the Bronco still there at the time?
No.
And when did you next see the Bronco?
I believe it was sometime later when we were doing other testing for blood.
I object to the answer.
And when,
I'm going to strike that answer. It's when you next see it. It's not responsive.
Overruled.
and when was that?
I don't recall the date. I believe it was in early August. I'd have to check. It was at in Impound Yard in Van Nuys.
Do you know where the Bronco was taken to when it was removed from Rockingham on June the 13th?
Yes.
Where?
I believe it was taken to the LAPD print shack.
Do you know whether it was opened there?
Your cause of speculation.
Overruled.
Subsequent, yes, it was
Subsequent to what?
to the 13th.
When was that?
I believe it was the 14th or the 15th when it was examined.
Do you know how it was opened?
I believe it was a,
That's personal knowledge.
Were you present when it was opened?
no, yeah.
Next question.
Now, did you indicated, I think, sir, that you personally observed that spot of what appeared to be blood on the, just above the handle of the driver's door of the Bronco?
Yes.
Can you describe for us the kind of grip of that door handle?
I would call it an outside left-handed grip
And why would you call it a left-handed grip?
because in order to open it, one would normally use their left hand because of the placement of the handle and the lock.
Object to that. Without personal knowledge, it's an object to that.
Overruled.
And the defendant, when you saw him on the 13th, had a cut on the finger of which hand?
Left hand.
All right, sir, you indicated on cross-examination that you found no evidence to indicate that these were drug-related murders.
Object upon
Let-
that. Objection, Your Honor, that's not what the testimony was.
Sustained. Rephrase the question.
Okay. Do you recall discussing the subject matter of whether or not there was any indication that these were drug-related murders on cross-examination?
Yes.
Sir, have you ever worked on homicide cases that you determined to be drug-related cases?
Yes.
How many?
I would say perhaps as many as half of the number of homicides I've ever handled.
Which would be,
125, maybe more, maybe less.
are there certain things that you have found in the course and scope of your experience in investigating drug-related homicides that you look for now, based on that experience, to determine whether or not drugs are involved in a homicide?
Object, Your Honor, object upon it. Let me approach it.
Yes.
No, Judge. The answer to that question should have been hell no, sit down, shut up.
Ms. Vaughn.
One moment. Okay, based on your experience, sir, and training, in your opinion, was the murder of Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown a drug-related murder?
Object upon that question.
What's wrong with the form of that question?
He is allowed to answer that question. There's nothing
Yeah,
about that
without,
question that is wrong.
Yes, sir.
all right. Ms. Clark.
Based on your experience and training, sir, in your opinion, were the murders of Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown drug-related murders?
I do not believe they were.
Please tell us why.
It's been my experience that the vast majority of drug-related murders are carried out with a handgun or a firearm of some type. It's also been my experience that usually there will be evidence of narcotics usage or sales at the location, such as scales or debris from narcotics, something to indicate the sales or use of narcotics. It's also been my experience that when
Wait,
a
hold on,
residence,
Did you find any evidence of drug usage or sales at 875 South Bundy?
no.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
It's also been my experience in the murders that I've handled that the location, if open, will generally be ransacked because the victims are many times known to the suspects, and the suspects will ransack looking for information that might implicate themselves, such as their names, their phone numbers, telephone books, things of this nature. And also many narcotics murders, murderers will take money, drugs, weapons, or anything else that's available. It's also been my experience in drug-related murders that they're generally not committed in a area where it would be observed by the public. It would be in a secluded area or in a closed area. And the suspects are generally going to pick the time and location on their own. It's not going to be in an open area like this.
And neither of the, Ron
And so you
and
found
Nicole
none of
didn't
those
have
indicators in this
drugs in their
case?
system.
That's correct.
OJ didn't have drugs in
Let
his
me ask you,
system.
was the blood of Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown tested for toxicology to determine whether or not there were drugs present in their blood?
Yes.
And are you aware of the results of that testing?
Are you aware of these results? Yes or no?
Yes.
Next question.
Did those results cause you to conclude that there were drugs involved in this case?
That is hearsay. Result.
But
It's a result, assuming a result.
it is.
We're assuming facts, not an evidence.
When you learned of the results, sir, of the toxicology, what, if anything, did you do to pursue the line of inquiry as to whether or not these were drug-related murders?
Call roll.
Nothing.
Now, in general, sir, when you investigate any homicide, do you consider all possibilities in terms of the motivation or why the murders occurred?
Call roll.
Certainly.
Did you do so in this case?
Yes.
And when you do that, and you did so in this case, what causes you to focus in any one direction?
Generally evidence or certain factors that may arise that point in one direction or another.
And did you follow the evidence to lead you to a particular theory in this case?
Yes.
And what is your theory of this case?
The theory of this case is that
Sustain. Sustain.
I thought that's what he asked about on cross-examination, Your Honor.
With the reporter, please.
He did. You thought that that's what he asked because that's exactly what he asked. Come on, Marsha. Win this one.
Sir, without giving us your opinion, as to the guilt or innocence
What?
of the defendant before the court now. Did you formulate a theory as to whether or not this murder was perpetrated by one or two people?
Yes,
And what was that theory, sir?
that was perpetrated by one person.
And what is that based on?
I observed one distinct set of bloody shoe prints between both victims, leading away from both victims west on the sidewalk, away from the location. Both victims were killed in a similar manner, slashing and stabbing wounds. Both victims had their throats slashed. I observed a drop of blood on the sole of the boot of Mr. Goldman. It contained a mixture of blood from both victims, indicating to me a cast-off,
Overruled.
indicating to me a cast-off of blood from one murder weapon.
Did you see anything to indicate to you, sir, that the perpetrator moved between the two victims?
Yes,
And what was that?
the bloody shoe prints, same distinct pattern that I observed going away from the location.
This next photograph, you mark People's Exhibit number 98. You want to make this next photograph be marked People's 98.
Yes,
And I recommend that you cut the proof.
thank you.
Please.
What's shown in this? This is People's 98? What is shown in this photograph, sir?
Let's see, sole portion of the bottom of the right foot of Mr. Goldman.
And can you describe for us, sir, where in this photograph you saw drops that appeared to be blood?
There are drops.
Overruled.
There are drops of blood here, but this is not the one that I alluded to.
Okay. Next.
You want to make this next photograph be marked People's 99.
All right, People's 99.
And before you do, Jonathan, hold on. Where is Mr. Goldman being shown here?
This is on the walkway in front of the location.
Okay. And whose hand is holding the boot up?
Appear to be the coroner's assistant.
And who's standing in the background? You see someone standing
Appears to
wearing
be the coroner's investigator.
Claudine Ratcliffe?
Yes.
People's 99. And your is the cut.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Now, is this? Tell us what this photograph shows.
It shows the bottom of the boot to the left foot of Mr. Goldman.
Okay. And do you see in that photograph the blood drop, the mixture of blood that you referred to?
Yes.
And where is it?
They're in the center in the white portion. It's not muddied.
Mm-hmm. Now, what does the existence of a blood drop like that in the sole of the shoe indicate to you?
It indicates to me that that mixture of blood is probably a cast off from a weapon. as the weapon was being slashed or moved in some manner, that droplet was somehow slung off of the weapon.
And what does it tell you about the position of Mr. Goldman at the time that the blood was dripped onto the sole of the shoe?
Tells me that
Well, my question. Cause of speculation.
Yeah, phrase the question.
Did you form an opinion concerning the manner in which the position in which Mr. Goldman was when the blood was dripped onto the sole of the shoe?
yes,
And what was that?
he was down.
Now, sir, I think you indicated that after the body of Ron Goldman was removed from the location in which you observed it, where it was found in that small dirt area, you observed something that had been underneath his body? Do you
Yes.
recall that? And what was it that you observed, sir?
A ring.
Your Honor, I have here a manila envelope which currently bears seals. I'm going to ask that the detective break the seal and describe what he's doing. Sir, I'm showing you an envelope, manila envelope, which is marked, imprinted with the title Analyzed Evidence. Do you recognize this envelope, sir?
Yes. It's an LAPD analyzed evidence envelope, item number 40,
And what is item number 40 in this case, sir?
the ring.
The ring?
Yes,
Is it currently sealed, sir?
yes,
Could you please open the seal?
yes. Taking his scissors, cutting across the top of the manila envelope, breaking the seal. Opening the envelope. Moving a small coin envelope.
And is the small coin envelope sealed, sir?
Yes.
Could you please open that seal?
There are two packages. One is labeled scrapings from ring. Moving that from the top, I'll put that aside.
Okay, was that small package entitled Scrapings from the Ring, is that sealed separately?
Yes,
And you've removed it from the front of the envelope, the small manila coin envelope?
yes. Now cutting the top of the small manila envelope with the scissors. Opening the envelope.
Okay, can you tell us if you recognize what you see inside?
Yes, that appears to be the ring that I observed at the crime scene.
We want to mark the envelope and contents, Peoples 100.
100. I wonder if the detective could step down and show the jury the ring by holding it on top of the envelope in this manner.
Is it possible to, may I see the ring? I would suggest we pass it through the jury rather than the envelope, because the envelope may contain everything. All right, if you'll hand that to juror number 1, please. you retrieve that, please?
Just need a lot.
Yep. Ms. Clark.
Now, when you're at a crime scene, sir, you indicated earlier that you take notes of the crime scene. Is that correct?
Yes,
Do you also, is it routine to have photographs taken at the crime scene?
yes,
And what is the purpose of taking photographs at the crime scene?
to memorialize what is at a crime scene.
Is that another method of reporting what you find?
Yes,
With respect to the position in which items were found, or items that may have been moved from their original position, did you attempt to document that in photographs in this case?
that's correct.
And the photograph that shows the letter and the glove in their original position, you recall those photographs?
Yes,
Letter, envelope.
And also,
Sustained.
formal use of the word provisional position, also conclusion.
Why don't you rephrase the question? It's compound. Assumes facts that aren't in evidence.
Do you recall being shown photographs of the envelope and the glove that were found at the feet of Ron Goldman, sir?
yes,
And do you recall being shown photographs of those same items taken after the bodies were removed from the scene?
that's correct.
And did that, what did that accomplish, those two photographs?
The first photographs showed the evidence and the location that I first observed them. Second photographs showed those same items of evidence in a different position after the body of Mr. Goldman had been removed.
I'm sorry?
Do you need the ring any
No, we can
longer?
put that away.
Perhaps we should have the detective replace the straight. I'm concerned about the straight envelope.
Put it back on.
Okay, I did not stop it right before a sidebar today. I just checked. All right, guys, go have the best Mother's Day. And if Mother's Day is already over, I'm sorry. I didn't stream yesterday, or I would have said it yesterday. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching OJ with me. I appreciate it. I will see you all again tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye, guys.